available to you right here at home. This vital information will help you make informed decisions about your health. So don't forget to join me here at 11 a.m. Thursday. It's news you can use from Ocala Health, Strive, and your friends here at WOCA.
You hear a lot of announcements on WOCA, but you don't want to miss this one. The Salvation Army Church Indoor Yard Sale is happening on Saturday, September 6th from 8 a.m. till 1 p.m. and everything is priced to move. Over 5 truckloads of Christmas items, clothing, furniture, knickknacks, and books. Doors open at 8 a.m. and there will be a little of everything. Go to 2901 Northeast 14th Street here in Ocala. Thank you for supporting the Salvation Army programs. Yeah, don't miss out on that one. 25 minutes before 8 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in to The Source, WOCA. Beautiful looking Wednesday morning here in Ocala, Florida. And I got a few things to talk about before we talk about the serious stuff. And I really want to hear what you all have to say about this. I'll tell you the few things I have. But first, on a lighter note, the Ocala-Marion County Chamber and Economic Partnership wants us to make sure you know about some ribbon cuttings. There is one happening this Friday. This is at the Crave LA Studio Hairstyling Salon. And their ribbon cutting will be on Friday at 4:30. in the afternoon. By the way, Friday is this is the first Friday Art Walk, right?
Yes, it is.
This coming Friday.
Yep.
So this could be part of that. I don't know. They're located at 21 East Fort King Street. That sounds close enough. Is the first Friday Artwork go down that way? I'm not really sure.
I don't know, but first Friday Artwork starts at 6, and their ribbon cuttings at 4:30.
Okay, well, never mind that. Anyway, so you park at Citizen Circle, walk down Fort King towards 441, cross over Southeast First Avenue, and it'll be on the left side.
Oh, I would think so. It's right in the middle of the Art Walk stuff, so it'll be there.
The Chamber and Economic Partnership also wants you to know that today there's a groundbreaking ceremony at 9:30 this morning at West Marion Community Hospital, and then at 11:30 this morning at Ocala Regional Medical Center. They are expanding. Remember, this is like a 46-bed expansion, I think, if I remember right?
Yep.
So 9:30 at West Marion Community and 11:30 at Ocala Regional Medical. So, and I believe they're coming in tomorrow.
Yes.
To talk about some of that
11:05. Ocala Health will be here.
All right, let's first, let's see, how do I start here? Okay, you don't need me to tell you that the U.S. journalist Stephen Sotloff was beheaded, and I guess our officials determined that it was real. Stephen Sotloff had been a student at the University of Central Florida and was over there trying to make sense of what was going on over there, trying to deliver news to the rest of the world that would have been considered fair and balanced. But nevertheless, the idiots decided to kill a guy who was probably going to deliver news that would have helped them. Not that anybody should be helping them, but they're just insane. And Florida's senior U.S. Senator Bill Nelson is urging more action dealing directly with ISIS in the wake of reports of the beheading of Stephen Sotloff. Mr. Senator Nelson is setting up a mechanism for that action, he says. He says he's filing legislation that would give President Obama clear authority to order airstrikes against ISIS in Syria. Nelson, who is a senior member of the Senate Armed Services Committee, explained the rationale behind such explicit legislation. He said, quote, "This will ensure there's no question that the president has the legal authority he needs to use airstrikes in Syria." Nelson went on to say, "Let there be no doubt we must go after ISIS right away because the U.S. is the only one that can put together a coalition to stop this group that's intent on barbaric cruelty."
The U.S. is waiting too long.
At issue with regard to airstrikes against ISIS in Syria is whether the president can order them without going to Congress. Does this imply that Congress wouldn't go along with him on this?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
So
that is ridiculous.
I want to tell you that part. There's another unconnected but still disturbing piece of news, and I'm going to get to the phone calls about your thoughts on what we should do about all these things. But this is unconnected, although who knows if it is or isn't. Jihadists have stolen several commercial jetliners in Libya. Did you know this?
I did not know that.
Jihadists have stolen several commercial jetliners in Libya, raising concerns with intelligence officials about another 9/11-style terror attack on America as we approach the 13th anniversary of the day we should never forget. The Algerian news site Al Fajr said 11 aircraft went missing. 11.
How can that happen?
Aircraft went missing from Tripoli International Airport.
How can that happen? The U.S. is supposed to be over there.
During fighting between militias.
Shit.
Mohamed Frika, CEO of the Tunisian airline company Sifax, told Tunisia's Shems FM radio and two Airbus A320 aircraft belonging to the Libyan company Ifriqiya, what a name, were missing from Misrata.
How can that happen?
I apologize if I'm pronouncing these names wrong, but the bottom line is you understand that seven, or is it seven or several? Several commercial jetliners were stolen. The Washington Free Beacon reports that information about stolen jetliners was circulated within the U.S. government over the past 2 weeks, including an ominous warning that one or more jets could be used in an attack marking the September 11th terrorist strikes in New York and Washington.
That happened 2 weeks ago, and we're just finding out now.
There are a number of commercial airliners in Libya that are missing, one unnamed official told the Free Beacon. We found out on September 11th what can happen with hijacked planes. In this case, they wouldn't be hijacked. They would be piloted. I would assume nobody would be in them but the buttheads.
Yeah.
So, what's the problem?
Shoot them down.
September 11th also will mark the second anniversary of the Libyan terrorist attack in Benghazi, killing Ambassador Chris Stevens and 3 other Americans.
Yeah, it shouldn't have happened either.
September 11th is regarded by those who don't like us as a lucky date for them because of that and because of the more recent one. Military groups in Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, and Egypt have all been placed on heightened alert because of the stolen jets. U.S. counterterrorism officials told the Free Beacon that intelligence agencies have not confirmed the missing aircraft.
Oh, jeez.
And are trying to locate all of the aircraft owned. Hey, bottom line is, they're up to no good.
Yeah. U.S. is dropping
There was another report yesterday about, oh my gosh, I should have printed this one up. I'm just going to do it from memory. There was a laptop computer found. And this was in one of the attacks. They found a laptop computer in one of those destroyed bungalows, or whatever. And on that laptop computer was a 12-page report that gave the instructions on how to build a biochemical weapon that would spread the bubonic plague.
They'll put them in those stolen aircraft.
Can you believe
just wipe
that?
Everybody out here.
You crash an aircraft.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, the bubonic plague is spreading around.
Exactly.
We're coming up on a break. During the break, I will look up that story so I can read it to you directly. But I wanted to. It just came to mind all of a sudden. So I want to hear what you have to say. Slain U.S. journalist Sotloff, by the way, also had Israeli citizenship. I don't know if you heard this before. Not that it matters. The man was a man, and he didn't deserve to die. He studied here in Central Florida. He was basically a Central Floridian, but he did have Israeli citizenship, and Israel decided not to make that public until after his beheading was confirmed, because they knew that associating anybody with Israel in the hands of the terrorists makes them even more likely to be killed. But he was killed, so they let the word out. Cleared for publication, Stephen Sotloff was an Israeli citizen. Rest in peace. That was tweeted by a spokesman for the foreign ministry in Jerusalem sometime this morning. Islamic State and insurgent group active in Syria and Iraq, also known as ISIS, published footage of the execution. I'm sure you're familiar with that.
Not watching it.
I have not watched it either. Meanwhile, we're more preoccupied with the fact that some naked photos of actresses are being circulated. We're more focused on that.
Yeah, and about fundraising for the election. That's awful.
Anyway, we are up against that break, so let's take that break. During the break, I'm going to look up the story about the laptop and read it to you and give you the information so you can look it up yourself. But when we come back, I guess the question is, what do you think we should do? The other question is, do you think that the beheadings are an attempt to get us to do what we are doing, and there's really something else that they want to distract us from? We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. A mix of sun and clouds today with a thunderstorm around mainly during the afternoon hours, high 88 to 92. But partly cloudy tonight. There can be a shower or thunderstorm in spots near the coast, low 71 to 75. Tomorrow, partly sunny with a passing shower or thunderstorm, especially in the afternoon, high 87 to 91. On Friday, times of sun and clouds with a shower or thunderstorm, high again 87 to 91. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Hello, gorgeous.
Hi, this is Becky at Hello Gorgeous Salon. We are located in the heart of downtown Ocala, right next to the historic Marion Theater. I'd like to invite you to stop by and see our new boutique area and meet our staff of professional stylists. Here at Hello Gorgeous, we are ready to update your look with the latest trends. And with summer here, it's the perfect time to brighten up your look. So make your appointment now for those highlights and Brazilian blowout. But don't stop there. We are a full-service salon offering manicures, pedicures, and facials also. So if you've been searching for a salon to call your own, come and see us at Hello Gorgeous Salon. We are located at 48 South Magnolia Avenue in downtown Ocala, right next to the Marion Theater. So call today and set up your appointment at Hello Gorgeous Salon at 351-5358. That's 351-5358. And don't forget, we also do men and children's cuts too. 351-5358.
Hello, gorgeous.
You hear a lot of announcements on WOCA, but you don't want to miss this one. The Salvation Army Church Indoor Yard Sale is happening on Saturday, September 6th from 8 a.m. till 1 p.m., and everything is priced to move. Over 5 truckloads of Christmas items, clothing, furniture, knickknacks, and books. Doors open at 8 a.m., and there will be a little of everything. Go to 2901 Northeast 14th Street here in Ocala. Thank you for supporting the Salvation Army programs.
Hi, Danny Werfel here. Get moving with Florida Credit Union's fast and easy loan approval process.
Let Florida Credit Union start up a new car loan for you today. No more waiting, hassles, or stop signs. You can even apply online. With a strong financial team behind you, you can enjoy great rates and fast approvals.
It's all about personalized service and a streamlined process.
Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life.
It's time for fun, fellowship, and firearms. That's right, the 22nd annual Silver River Friends of the NRA Dinner is coming Thursday, September 4th, and you can get tickets to join us at the Marion County Ag Center by calling 352-239-0711. Help out ROTC, 4-H, and other charitable causes here in Marion County by joining us. Call 352-239-0711.
All right, 12 minutes now before 8 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. But it's just such a nice day. Isn't it horrible that we have to have bad news?
Yes, it is.
Isn't it horrible that we have people? I mean, it's bad enough when Mother Nature decides to deliver a punch or two, but when just human beings just decide, okay, we're just going to cut people's heads off. We're just going to post videos online. This guy is a terrorist. He's also a rapper. I wouldn't tell you his name because I don't want you to look up his music and then make him famous and rich. But the guy needs to be done away with. You don't ever hear me say that about anybody.
No,
but this
never.
guy does. So I real quickly, and I know someone's on the phone, just hang in a second. I wanted to just tell you, I found the story. It was from the website foreignpolicy.com. An Islamic State's terror laptop of doom was found buried in a Dell computer captured in Syria are lessons for making bubonic plague bombs and missives on using weapons of mass destruction. A commander of a moderate Syrian rebel group in northern Syria proudly showed off a black laptop partly covered in dust, saying, "We took this We took it this year from an ISIS hideout. Abu Ali says the fighters from the Islamic State of Iraq and al-Sham, also known as ISIS, which have since rebranded themselves as the Islamic State or simply IS, all fled before he and his men attacked the building. The attack occurred in January in a village in the Syrian province of Idlib, close to the border with Turkey. And anyway, long story short, the computer had on it, among other things, a 12-page, I'm trying to rush through here so I can just tell you. Anyway, bottom line is they had weapons on here to create a biological weapon that would have potentially spread or created the bubonic plague wherever it went off. I don't even know how that works. I don't want to know, but I hope that our guys know, and I trust that they do. All right, let's go to the phone. This is a lot to comment on, and you can comment on any of it. That's what I'm fishing for right now, are your comments. Good morning. You're on the air.
Morning, Larry. Morning, Robin.
Morning.
Did you want to talk about Senator Nelson's proposal? You had mentioned that earlier.
Yeah. I think yeah. What do you have to say about it? I don't need to say anything.
Well, I agree that Congress needs to have something on the table for the president to sign. And it's really complicated because we want to conduct bombing raids in Syria. That's what everybody's talking about. And Syria is a sovereign country. Unfortunately, that President Assad, the Obama administration a couple of years ago said it was time for him to go. And so we do not have, a good relationship with Syria right now. And the part of the country controlled by the Islamic State is obviously, it's in an insurrection. It's in a revolution, a rebellion, a civil war, whatever you want to call it. So the government of Syria does not have control of that area. So normally, for the United States, if we were going to bomb, I'm just going to pick a silly example. If we were going to bomb Canada, we'd have to declare war on Canada, right? According to the Constitution, going to attack a sovereign country. But the part of Syria that we're going to attack isn't under Syrian control, and we don't have a good relationship with Syria anyway. So because it's so complicated, I don't think a declaration of war on Syria is appropriate, but I definitely think that the Congress should put something on paper and put it in front of the president. The president should sign it, an authorization to use force against the Islamic State in Syria. And, we've been conducting missions in Iraq, and that's been kind of done under the umbrella of the resolution that was passed, over 10 years ago in the Bush administration. We said, well, we have the authority to, conduct military operations in Iraq because of that, resolution that was passed many, many years ago. But we don't have anything on Syria. So, normally I don't agree with, Senator Nelson. I'm a conservative. He's a far left liberal. But in this case, I really think that he is on the right track.
Well, and I'm not saying he's wrong about wanting to do that. I just think he's wrong in the implication that the Republicans would not go along with this. The news says that Republicans and Democrats are both speaking the same language. They're both pressing for a decisive action against ISIS. His sounds like there's a political slant to it.
Well, I agree with you, Larry. Of course there is. He's a senator with many years of experience in Washington. He's not going to make any move, without looking at the chessboard and deciding, what advantage is going to come from it. But I think, like I said, I rarely agree with him, but I think he's acting as a patriot. He wants the United States to be on firm ground. If we're gonna send bombers into Syria, a sovereign country, to bomb the rebels that are fighting against the Syrian government, I think we need to have something on paper. I'm not a congressman. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not an expert on international diplomacy. I don't know what to put on that paper, but we need something.
Well, I don't disagree with that part of what he's saying. I just think make the statement and say, hey, Congress, this is what we need to get together on and all agree on. And it seems like a no-brainer. They're all agreeing on it anyway. When Caroline was in here yesterday on her gardening show, she told the story of how her husband drove his lawnmower over some underground bees and 100 of them stung him. They knew who those bees knew who their target was. They didn't delay. They went and attacked.
Yeah.
You know, and I only bring that up because it occurred to me when I heard that story. Well, that's what we should do. We should be like a swarm of bees. And Israel does this. Israel has no problem.
Yeah.
When somebody stings them or disturbs them, boom! I mean, they go right after them. It's precise, and boom, they go right after them.
Exactly.
Well, I know other people want to talk, but can I make just one quick comment on that?
Sure.
With the kind of people we're up against here, this Islamic State, these terrorists that are willing to chop people's head off and put it on the internet, with these kind of people, a weak move is worse than no move at all. So, like, a lot of people are saying, Mr. President, do something, do something, do something. And I'm no fan of the President Obama, but I don't want the president to just do something. If we don't make a strong move, we're better off just issuing statements, because with these people, a weak move is like a flashing green light telling them to go, go, go.
And it was the same as when the Cole got bombed.
Exactly.
We didn't have a strong reaction to that, and look what happened.
Exactly.
So if we're going to do it, if the president is going to do some weak move, I would rather have him continue to do nothing. And other people want to talk, Larry, but thank you. I'll hang up now.
Thank you, Pete. Always some profound thoughts from Pete.
Yeah.
I want to hear from everybody. If you want, obviously there's never enough time for everybody. But if you want to get through, the lines are open. There's nobody on there right now. 622-WOCA if you want to chat and tell me what you think about this. I am not against what the intent of Senator Nelson's letter. I thought the same thing when I first read it, but then when I looked at it, and it sounds like he's saying, look, all this bucking heads with Congress and the president, they never agree on anything. I don't think this is going to be one of those cases.
No.
I mean, Republican lawmakers sounded the alarm after the first attack, the first beheading, I should say, with James Foley.
Yeah.
And now this one with Steven Sotloff.
And forget the paperwork. Everybody in Congress, the representatives and all the senators, just go into one building at one time with the president and just say, okay, this is what we're doing, and just do it. Forget the paperwork.
Well, I have hopes and trust that things are happening that we just don't know about, and that's fine with me. I don't need to know everything. I don't think it makes sense for me to know anything, because if I know it, that means the bad guys know it. If it got to me, average Joe guy here, then it would get to the bad guys.
Yeah, but the U.S. has to.
But when you think about the mentality, though, in kind of the bigger picture of whoever the bad guys are, when you think of the mentality of them, you find a laptop with the bubonic plague instructions. You find out about these several jetliners that have been stolen.
Yeah.
You realize that September 11th is considered a lucky date for them.
Next Thursday.
They consider it a lucky date. I don't know how we managed, and I guess the kudos go to our military and our defense, because who knows how many things we never heard about that they squelched.
Yeah.
Good morning. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning. This is John with the Blue Jays band.
Hey, John, how you doing?
Hey, awesome. I'm sitting here listening to you headed to work this morning, and I heard you say the bigger picture.
Okay.
Well, that's the Blue Jays band album.
Okay. Yeah. A little plug for you guys.
Hey, selfless plug, but I just wanted to share, there's so much going on in the world, and I think love is out there too, especially not for somebody who's out there beheading people, but for countries that we go in and help, aside from ones that are just in a crazy state of mind like that. Love is out there too, and we should spread that where we can.
Yeah, well, you do a good job at it, so keep doing it. Keep spreading love.
All right, Larry.
Thank you, John.
Take care. Y'all have a great day.
Yeah, nobody is saying we shouldn't love. In fact, that's exactly what we're saying, is you should love. You should read the Bible that teaches you how to love, and stop reading whatever you are reading that teaches you how to hate.
Yeah.
And that way you wouldn't have the bees coming to attack you.
That's right.
And then that wasn't reference to Carol Ann's husband, by the way. I just think that Mother Nature has a way. If you mess with the lions are going to mess with you.
Yeah, exactly.
If you mess, and we should be the lion. we should be the lion. We should be the beast that nobody wants to mess with.
Yeah.
But the loving beast. The lion loves his what do you call it?
Pride.
His pride.
Yeah.
The lion is proud of his pride.
That's right.
Too long. So, I mean, in a nutshell, I mean, all these things together, and
now those jetliners are stolen a week from
stolen
tomorrow.
jetliners. Yeah, I mean, when you think about these things, and John's statement that we should love, let me just tell you, John. I know you're probably still listening. That it is exactly that. I love you. I love my family. I love my town. I love my country.
Yes.
You know, when you love somebody and somebody else doesn't love the things and the people you love, and they decide that the people you love don't deserve to live,
exactly,
then you've got to be strong. You've got to have the fist of God.
That's right.
We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. Video showing the beheading of another American journalist, Stephen Sotloff, is confirmed to be real by the White House. President Obama saying Americans will not be intimidated by the Islamist State militants.
These killers try to claim that they defend the oppressed, but it was Stephen who traveled across the Middle East risking his life to tell the story of Muslim men and women demanding justice and dignity.
President speaking from Estonia, Sotloff vanished August of last year while reporting from Syria. And questions about the teen shot to death in Ferguson, Missouri considered by a grand jury.
Did Michael Brown have a juvenile record? That could be answered today. 2 news organizations have asked St. Louis Family Court to release his juvenile record. Police have said he did not have an adult criminal record.
Fox Radio's Tanya J. Powers. Fox News. We report, you decide.
Fox News Early Prime, breaking down business news and its impact on your bottom line. Your World with Neil Cavuto.
That's how I do business. That's why I am business.
Bold positions and brash opinions on the topics America is buzzing about. The Five.
How do you think this will set in with the American people?
This will be the pulse of the nation.
Washington insight and political know-how from the best in the Beltway. Special report with Brett Bay.
The epicenter of the political world is here.
The #1 place for fair and balanced coverage. Fox News Channel.
What's wrong with working hard to make our lives and our kids' lives better? Nothing. At Fox Business, we don't have a problem with success. We have a very big problem with those who get in the way of it. We don't come out of the box bashing those who make money, just the politicians stealing it and the bureaucracies wasting it. We're not just sitting behind a desk. We're out in the field, on the floor, with the folks. Because when a story moves forward, so do we.
Fox Business, the power to prosper.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing. Our tractor services include bush hog, disking, front end loader, box blade, and stump grinding. We also have zero-turn mowers for the smaller paddocks, aisleways, fence rows, and lawn care. Fence row spraying is also available for weed control. We are licensed and insured. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440, or online at powellgene, Gene, at yahoo.com. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing.
Coast to Coast Fencing Incorporated in Ocala salutes the men and women of our armed forces. Let's remember them by continuing to donate blood for our returning injured military. Be a silent hero and give blood today. This reminder is from Coast to Coast Fencing Incorporated in Ocala, disabled veteran owned and operated for 35 years. For all of your aluminum, vinyl, wood, chain link, and farm fencing done right the first time, or for an estimate, call Chad and the staff at 427-6132.
Let's face it, nowadays it can be hard to find American-made products, and that's something that Cabinet Sales of North Florida is well aware of. That's why they're an authorized dealer of Wellborn Cabinetry, family-owned and American-made since 1961. Cabinet Sales of North Florida is your answer for complete turnkey kitchen remodels and whole-house cabinetry. Their cabinets are finished with solvent-based enamels for a long-lasting finish that's second to none. Available in an incredible selection of door styles and colors to choose from to turn your dream kitchen into a reality. In-house design and drawing services are available. Come by and see our displays for yourself at the Floors of the Villages, 3935 County Road 216.